going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought. We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
State, you're a fan of cryptocurrencies and different ways of adopting it. What do you mean by that, making Colorado the first digital state?
Well, we're a very innovative, tech-forward state. So what we announced a few weeks ago is that we're going to be the first state to accept cryptocurrency payments for state taxes. We're soon rolling that out to other state fees. It won't be too long before renewing your driver's license, all of those other hunting passes, fishing passes. You'll be able to do it in crypto. We're not holding the crypto, to be clear. We're just going to add a transactional layer for the convenience of our constituents and people that want to use alternative forms of currency to engage in commerce with the state of Colorado.
So you haven't enacted that yet, or people are not doing it yet. Do you have any sense of what the uptake rate is likely to be?
Yeah, we plan to have it by the end of summer, technology enabled. I suspect it'll be upwards of 1%, Rick, of the transactions. We'll see. Wouldn't shock me if it was 0.25% to 1%. I think it'll likely be in that range. I'd be surprised if it started out much higher. And it's a basic convenience thing, right? We want to be, and we're also looking at implementing, I think the first state in the country with a chief blockchain architect for our state. And we're looking at blockchain solutions across several core personal information and public-private functions as well.
Just to get into the weeds a little bit on how a state government would accept cryptocurrency, since the value of cryptos is so volatile, how do you manage that volatility and make sure you're actually getting the tax payments that are appropriate rather than one that might be wildly too high or wildly too low based on the value of crypto, or also to make sure people don't game the system and paying crypto when the value seems to be distorted by some amount? Is that easy to put in place or not so easy?
Yeah, it's frankly not as exciting as it sounds like, because our state budgets and operates with dollars. Everything is converted to dollars. So it's very simply a payment layer, not too different than a credit card payment layer, but with thankfully significantly reduced transactional costs, where effectively the state will only log and put on the books the dollars. They'll be converted in real time, and people will be given the credit for the exchange rate at that moment that the transaction's engaged in.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. Please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, those books are mandatory because they show you how the world really works. And in the times that we're in right now, we definitely need to know how the world works.
Much love
to those who purchased the Three Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. And remember, the New World Order cryptos are in my Patreon. Plus, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events. And that is so important because, as we can see right now, we have the first quarter main event. And we know they're going to ride this towards the end of the year. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first. And right now, the market has a slight pullback. Do not forget CME opens, and we know it's going to move the market. And once the stock market opens, we know again it moves the market. And over these next 2 weeks, guys, we're going to have a roller coaster ride. We have futures. We have the new options that CME is going to launch. Plus, we have open interest. Now, we have Ethereum balances on crypto exchanges falls to its lowest level since 2018. But guys, we know we're going to be going into a bear market. We're starting to see the media go ahead and switch over. Of course, the Hegelian dialectic is still going to be there, but everybody knows what the Fed has to do. And anytime you're raising rates and you're going to shrink this balance sheet, you're talking about a $9 trillion balance sheet, there's going to be pain. There's going to be pain globally, not just inside the United States. But do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yields, we have volume, we have Tether, we have USDC, and then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Make sure you're paying attention to the Fed repo. Of course, they're up to the 1.7. We'll see whether they pull back Monday, guys. Do not forget to pay attention to the repo. Very, very important. And then, of course, guys, we have Grayscale, which moved up. But we know going into contracts expiring, we know they normally pull back. So do not forget to pay attention to the Grayscale whale, the allocations, and then also the spot Bitcoin ETF that they're applying for. But getting over into a little crypto news, guys. You listen to the video of the Colorado governor stating that he wants to be the haven for crypto. And as we can see, these governors talking about getting into crypto, we go back to the C word. The governors pushed the agenda. Don't forget, you had plenty of states inside the United States who didn't have any type of lockdowns and went business as usual. But I did a video in Colorado when I first started back in 2020 on their digital ID. And this is a tech governor. Now, the video you're going to see about the actual digital ID was back in 2019. So we know how long they've been working on that. And when the C word came, that allowed them to push the agenda. Same thing if we go back to Ukraine. We see Ukraine had already been working on the digital transformation. But guys, we know how this digital ID is going to be sold to you. It's about convenience. But little do people know that you're tracked all day long. It's nothing that the government won't know that you're doing. So anytime you're scanning your ID, the blockchain is actually picking that up. So it's not going to be any more crimes because they're going to know exactly where you were. Right now, you can leave your cell phone. Right now, you can use cash. All that is going to change. And this was all part of the agenda. Remember, I told you, the blockchain system gives the New World Order the all-seeing eye, but it's going to be sold as cheaper and convenience. And they're going to get away with it, especially with UBI. People want that free money. And we know those stable coins are going to be airdropped. But just don't forget what David from R3 stated. If you want to boost the economy, and we know that's going to happen, because we know the New World Order works off problem, reaction, solution. So we know that the people are going to be begging for the government to save them. And they're going to airdrop that free money. And they're going to have 3 to 6 months to spend that money or poof, it's gone. Because we know when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if you're new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The Cryptoteacher Stock Channel, Cryptoteacher Stocks. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming, while everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the C-word, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day.
Many of you know, before I was in public life, I was a tech entrepreneur. I really got to see firsthand how technology can improve efficiencies, improve the customer experience, and that's what we're trying to apply to make government more efficient. A lot of people now do everything in life on their phone, right? And they're buying things with the digital wallet. It's what people, and particularly young people, but people of all ages, use for really every type of life. And yet, there's still kind of this obsolete legacy of having to carry a bunch of plastic around, right? And even if you're able to ditch your credit cards because you're using a digital wallet, you still have to carry your driver's license, and that usually necessitates carrying a whole wallet. There's been times where I've tried to just have a driver's license, but then sometimes it gets lost in your pocket and goes through the wash because you don't have the whole wallet there, and so you wind up carrying all these other things along with it too. Also, it's a safety risk to carry these because there's something called pickpockets around, as you know. I've had credit cards stolen. I've luckily never had my actual wallet stolen, mostly because I put a little tip. You put it in your side pocket instead of the back pocket. Pickpockets have the easiest time with the back pockets. The deep side pockets are a little better. But we hope to end pickpockets in Colorado, reduce theft, and increase convenience by continuing our work on the Colorado Digital ID and My Colorado app. So My Colorado is the state of Colorado's mobile app. It is a gateway to an increasing number of state services. The new announcement today, and by the way, those services are very important. It's everything from registering to vote to securing your information, getting state updates, information on roads, all those kinds of things that you need to interact with the state. Please download the My Colorado app. But the key thing, what we from the tech side call the killer app of it, is that we are moving towards allowing this to replace your plastic ID. So today we're announcing an executive order that adds a feature to My Colorado app, and that's the Colorado Digital ID. This allows a electronic version of your Colorado driver's license or state identification card. It's secure, unique visual representation of what has been traditionally legally accepted in physical format to verify who you are.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.